Who's going to be the next U.S. champion? Who will dethrone Cody Rhodes? We will answer all those questions today. But if you want to be the next undisputed champion yourself, all you got to do is comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, ding, 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 notification, and you can win this belt right here. It's not a toy. It's a replica. At 20,000 subscribers on my quest to quit my day job, I'm going to give it away. Pull a random comment from a random video. I no longer really fully advertise this contest anymore because it's just a waste of time, basically. Not a lot of people tend to subscribe to the channel because of it, but I do want you to know that the contest is still running, and at 20,000 subscribers, I will give it away. Promise you that. So anyways, who's going to be the next U.S. champion? I'm thinking the person to beat Carmelo Hayes is going to be either Tama Tonga or Trick Williams. Tama Tonga has been eyeballing that U.S. championship for a while now, but I think it's not Tama Tonga. If this was after WrestleMania season, I think they'd give it to Tama Tonga, but the fact is, Trick Williams made a huge statement on SmackDown last week, and he has a history with Carmelo Hayes and WrestleMania. He needs a spot on that card. So right now, him saying, I want the top championship, that's fine. Everybody wants the top championship around Royal Rumble season, but once he doesn't win the Rumble, well, the U.S. Championship is the next best thing. We got an open challenge going on from Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo beats Tama Tonga, and we have Trick Williams, the guy who dethrones Carmelo, and then they can feud all the way to Mania. Because once Trick Williams wins it, he can stop the open challenge because he's a heel. Heels can do that. So now who's going to win the Women's U.S. Championship? Julia just won it from Chelsea Green, and as I look at the landscape, the women's division, pretty weak. The mid-card and actually main event division on SmackDown is pretty darn weak right now, and I'm thinking most of the women are in the tag team division, so that's why it's weak. They can instantly break up like 2 tag teams and have a full division once more. But that said, I don't think Chelsea gets it back. Therefore, we have to reach into our NXT call-ups again, and that looks to be Jordynne Grace. The reason why I don't think it's Jordynne Grace is because they didn't really book her that strong on NXT for some reason. It was surprising. It's like she lost every single matchup, but yeah, it just seems like there's nobody else. Jordynne Grace, you know, again, if they want to make these NXT people feel like a big deal, they got to give them wins right away. So maybe Jordynne Grace, I think she's my best bet. Probably the one I'm least confident about here, but I'm going Jordynne Grace nonetheless. All right, so now let's do the Intercontinental Championship on Raw. The women's is now owned once more by the best in the world, Becky Lynch, and that's not just me saying that she's the best in the world. That's Sports Illustrated and Bleacher Report. So Becky Lynch, now that she's the champion, I think she just loses it to AJ Lee. I don't think AJ Lee needs it, but I think that's what they're going to do. These are not who I want to win necessarily. These are who I think will win, and I think it's going to be AJ Lee. If you noticed, AJ Lee is on a very, very part-time schedule, but whenever she does appear, it has something to do with Becky Lynch. Heck, Maxine Dupree won the title because of her friend AJ Lee. When were those two ever friends? It just like, they just never were. Therefore, it's like AJ Lee has definitely plans for Becky Lynch. So next time she appears will probably be the Rumble or something like that. They'll get into it, Becky and AJ, which will then set them up for Mania. AJ Lee will win. Hopefully that will lead to a title drop to Roxanne Perez from AJ Lee. AJ Lee and Roxanne Perez, they have like actual personal history together. So like they could play off that as a storyline, being AJ Lee as kind of like Roxanne Perez's like wrestling mom. Now let's do Dominic Dirty Dom Mysterio. He did recently get a shoulder injury, but it's said they're saying surgery is not required. So that means he can hold the title. Finn Balor's always an option since the Judgment Day is on the brink of destruction for the last 3 years. But I'm thinking, almost did Bronson Reed, almost picked Bronson Reed because I'm about to do a very, very heavy predictions on the Vision, and I could see them giving it to Bronson Reed so they have all the belts. But I'm going to go to NXT again. I think they're going to try to make this latest NXT crop very strong right out the gate. Therefore, let's get bouncy with it. Bouncy, Javon Evans. Javon Evans recently signed on a commercial break on Raw. So they make this dude super strong by going after Dominic Mysterio. Dom is a heel, but we want to cheer him. So the only way for us to really boo Dom is to get someone that we really, really connect with and love. Hence, when Dom was facing John Cena, we booed Dom because we wanted to cheer John. And now, who could it be? If Dominic Mysterio fought almost anybody, we're going to cheer Dom. But Javon Evans might be the exception. Therefore, Javon and Dom can go at it. We can cheer the babyface, and Javon can look strong. Let's do the world champion held by CM Punk. I think that's going to go to Braun Breaker. I think it should have went to Braun Breaker on the first Raw of the year, but they do this thing with Braun where it's like they tote him as the future, as the next big thing. He's going to be headlining WrestleMania 50 through 60, right? They do that all the time. And then they have him lose. And the story is, Braun, you just got too ahead of yourself. You got too cocky. You got this, you got that. They did it with Sami Zayn. He loses his first Intercontinental match against Sami Zayn, and then he goes and beats him at SummerSlam. He lost his Intercontinental Championship to Jey Uso, and then he beats him like 3 weeks later. And I think that's what they're doing here. And they did that in NXT for Braun too. It's kind of like his character trope. I don't like it because I wish they would just like put the rocket ship on him and let him go. But that's what they do for Braun. Therefore, now that Braun has lost his first match against CM Punk, he wins his second match against CM Punk and he becomes world champion. Let's do the Stephanie Vakir. Stephanie Vakir, I booked this actually in yesterday's video, how I wanted it to happen. I was hoping that Raquel Rodriguez would beat Stephanie Vakir for the title, but I'm thinking that's not gonna happen. I bet it's Liv Morgan that gets it. I wanted Raquel versus Liv, but with Raquel as the champion, what I think is gonna happen is Liv is gonna take the title off of Stephanie, and then we get Raquel Liv. But that said, when will Liv get it? I'm not sure. I could see Liv winning the title before WrestleMania, or I could see her winning the Rumble or Elimination Chamber and going to WrestleMania. All right, so let's do tag teams. We got the Usos. They're your tag team champions. Just won it off Dragon Lee, AJ Styles. They will lose to the Vision. I'm thinking Austin Theory, Logan Paul. They're kind of starting to get more airtime together. And maybe Austin Theory can help Logan Paul in the ring, and Logan Paul can help Austin Theory in the personality department, because boy howdy, since Austin Theory took off his mask, he just stands there just staring blank-faced at the camera. What happened to his charisma? Like, I don't see anything of like personality coming from Austin Theory. He really needs to step that up, and maybe teaming up with Logan Paul will help him bring that out. They did an interview on Monday Night Raw, the commercial segment, and Austin Theory was so dry in it that Logan Paul took the mic, and it was like suddenly everything came to life. I don't know what's going on with Austin Theory. I know he has personality, but I'm not seeing it. So maybe those two together, they can win the title. Logan Paul can take the belt everywhere with him and get them that media exposure that Triple H and WWE loves, and the Vision looks strong with the titles. So there you go there. Let's do the women's title. Tag team titles have been on a hot streak for many months now. Unfortunately, the Kabuki Warriors not only lost, but they looked like looked like jobbers. They were completely booked into the ground leading up to until their title loss, and then they lost the title. So it's like, so I don't really think the Kabuki Warriors are going to be winning it anytime soon. I think Charlotte and Alexa might be the first challengers, but they're not going to win. By the way, it's Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, if you didn't know that. They're the champions right now. I see the eventual loss happening to Lash legend Nia Jax. Nia Jax doesn't really have anything going on in the main event scene, and I think her and Lash legend have a very good personality, a very good chemistry. So yeah, we give it to Lash and Nia. It'll probably be a couple months though. I don't think this is going to be a quick title. I don't think this is going to be a quick title reign. This keeps Rhea Ripley and Io Sky out of the main event division. So like, I could totally see them holding the belts for a minute, while eventually though it is Lash and Nia. Now we're to SmackDown. MFTs. The MFTs are going to be the Wyatts. The Wyatts, I mean, the moment they got the belts, it was almost like, at first it was cool because it was like, oh, the Wyatts are like a final boss. But then the Wyatts just became like, I don't know, I no longer saw them at all. They just disappeared. That's what Triple H does. You get the championship and then you get a vacation for some reason. Oh, you won. Go on vacation for a couple months. So yeah, the Wyatts though, they've been kind of feuding with the MFTs for a minute now, and they're going back and forth. I see it happening. Yeah, Solo Sikoa and his group, his band of merry men, they take the championships, and yeah, we just continue this lackluster feud from there. All right, so that leaves only SmackDown's championships. Jade Cargill, she is your women's champion. Is it the WWE Women's Champion or is it the WWE Undisputed Women's Championship? I always forget what they call that one. But Jade will lose to Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair probably returns at Rumble and wins. I hope if Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair are scheduled to win Elimination Chamber Rumble, I hope Liv wins the Rumble and Bianca wins the Elimination Chamber. Bianca won the Chamber last year and Liv has yet to win a Rumble, so that's my hopes. But either way, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill. I think they're saving Jade for Bianca, which sucks because like Jade's gonna have a terrible title reign because they're trying to extend it as long as possible. I think that's a bad move. I would love if Charlotte and Jade had one quick little feud, maybe at the Elimination Chamber before Jade moved on to Bianca at WrestleMania. But regardless, Bianca is going to take out Jade. And then that takes us to Cody Rhodes. Adrenaline in my soul. Cody Rhodes. This one's tough. Drew McIntyre's fighting him tomorrow. So I'm going to do two predictions because I honestly think Drew McIntyre is going to win. But I also thought that Braun Breaker was going to win, and it was moronic to not give it to Braun Breaker. So I want to say that my heart says my heart says Drew McIntyre, but my brain says not going to happen. Triple H is not going to make it happen. So I can honestly see Jacob Fatu attacking Drew, costing him the match and saying, that's for taking me out backstage. And they run Drew versus Jacob all the way to Mania. But my hope is that Drew actually wins tomorrow. He wins tomorrow. And then I don't think he takes it to WrestleMania, but we can have maybe just a 3-week title reign where Cody wins it back at Rumble. I don't want Cody to even win it back at Rumble. I think Cody's more interested when he's chasing the belt, but that's what I think. That's the best case scenario because Drew McIntyre, unfortunately, they're not going to let him walk into Mania with it. So I'm going to pick Drew. However, I have a backup. Because my brain says they're not giving it to Drew McIntyre. Therefore, Roman Reigns wins the championship he wins the championship after he wins the Rumble. That's right. I'm predicting Royal Rumble. I'm predicting Mania. And then Roman holds it all the way to WrestleMania 43 because The Rock will get a payday from the Saudi government to say, hey, come and main event our WrestleMania. The Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is going to be my prediction to beat Cody. I know, again, people are going to be like, I don't want to see Cody Roman 3 at Mania. I'm just telling you what I think. I'm not telling you what I want to see. However, I wouldn't mind seeing it, to tell you the truth. So there you go, people. My predictions for the next championships. Let me know who yours are in that comment below. I'll see you later. Bye.